Hello everyone. Today I am going to take you into tour of analog to digital conversion. It is a very important topic because you know that at first analog signal will be your source signal and then you have to convert it into digital signal. So the presentation is all about this topic and the outline will be like digital communication system, basic concept of signals, converting an analog signal into a discrete signal. This is the first step of digital signal. Then sampling theorem, quantization and coding. So let's start from here. First is digital communication system. In this system, you see that there will be different blocks like information source, A to D converter, source encoder, channel encoder, modulator, then there will be channel, and in the receiver side there will be demodulator, channel decoder, source decoder, DAC, that means digital to analog converter, and there will be information sink, that is the destination of a user. So this is all about a digital communication system and the block diagram. This is the block diagram of a digital communication system. So now I discuss all of the blocks of this block diagram of digital communication system in very brief. So let's start. First is, what is the basic concept of signals? Analog to digital is the process of converting an analog signal to digital signal in order to transmit it through a digital communication system. So I am talking about digital communication system. So whenever your source is analog one, so you have to first convert it into digital signal, okay, for transmission purpose. Otherwise you can't transmit an analog signal into a digital platform. Next is electric signals can be represented either in time domain or frequency domain. Time domains means Vt. Vt is a signal. It will be 2 sine 2 pi 1000 t plus 45. We can get the value of that signal at any time t by substituting in the Vt equation. So if we put a particular time as t in the equation Vt, we can get the value of the signal, and it is very important. So let's look at the diagram of this slide. That is, I represent the signal into time domain as well as frequency domain. So let's see, there will be an amplitude over here and an amplitude over here. So it will be your y-axis in the it will be amplitude, and in case of time domain the x-axis will be time, and for frequency domain it will be in hertz, that is in frequency, that is in hertz, and time in second. So in time domain there will be a time period which will be converted into f is equal to 1 by t, that is, we know that frequency is reciprocal of time. So if we know the time or width of the pulse or the signal, then we can easily convert it into frequency. So basically this diagram actually depicts a signal in time domain, and this diagram depicts the signal in frequency domain. So here x-axis will be your frequency, that is in hertz. So signal will be like a continuous waveform. Next is coming converting of analog signal into a discrete signal using an A to D converter, and it will be done using three basic steps. First one is the sampling, second one is the quantization, and third one is the coding. So let's see what is sampling. Process of converting the continuous time signal to a discrete time signal. This is sampling. So that means sampling is nothing but converting a continuous time signal into a discrete one. This is the first step of a digital signal formation. Sampling is done by taking samples at specific time spaced regularly. That is, you have to take some time slots and you have to take some samples of that particular signal. Vt is an analog signal and VNTS is the sampled signal. So n is the number of samples that will be triggered, and Ts is the positive real number that represents the spacing of the sampling time. That is, it is the duration of the sample time, or you can say it is the width of the pulse or sampled signal. So here it is, look at this signal. So first one, this signal is nothing but a continuous waveform like a sine wave like this, and in this diagram it will be slotted along x-axis into some n number of equally spaced time slots, and you take that time slots into a amplitude, and in this way you can get different amplitude slots in particular time domain, and it will be equally spaced time figure. So in this way you get a particular samples in the positive side, in the negative side, again in the positive side, and again in the negative side. So using some time equally spaced time slots. So it will be very important to converting a continuous waveform into a discrete one. Sorry. Now sampling. The closer the Ts value, Ts means the spaced between two samples, the closer the sampled signal resemble the original signal. Note that we have lost some values of the original signal, the parts between each successive samples. That is, we are taking some n number of samples, and when we take this n samples and again we build the reverse process to make a sampled signal into a continuous waveform, then we have lost some parts. So here a question will be arised, can we recover these values? And if the answer is yes, how? And can we go back from the discrete signal to original continuous signal easily? Now, the sampling theorem. It is very important. There will be two sampling theorem. First one is here it is, a band limited signal having no spectral components above f max hertz. That is, the maximum frequency of the signal will be f max hertz, can be determined uniquely by values sampled at uniform interval of Ts seconds. So that means it will be determined uniquely, values sampled at uniform spaced or uniform intervals of Ts seconds. And second one is an analog signal can be reconstructed from a sampled signal without any loss of information if and only if it is band limited signal and the sampling frequency is at least twice the signal bandwidth. That is, the sampling frequency, that is the Ts, must be less than or equal to 1/2 f max. That is, sampling frequency is at least twice the signal bandwidth. This two theorem is very important in case of sample the signal, that is to making of a discrete signal from an analog signal, analog continuous signal. Next coming, quantization. Quantization is the process of approximating a continuous range of values, very large set of possible discrete values by a relative small range of values, small set of discrete values. it will be continuous range, infinite set of values, and discrete range, finite set of values. Then that means quantization is nothing but you have to make some label of that sampled signal, and with that label we make y-axis into some specific slots or levels to get the original value of the label according to your amplitude of the sampled signal. So this is very important because quantization is required for labeling a signal, a discrete signal, into the form of coding, that is into the form of pure digital signal in form of bits, some bits. So quantization is nothing but label of a discrete signals. It makes some labels of discrete signals. And if it is a continuous range, you have to take infinite set of values, and if it is a discrete range, you have to take finite set of values. Now in the last step it will be coding. The binary codes are represented at pulses. Pulse means 1 and no pulse means 0. That means if there will be a pulse, then you have to take it as 1, and if there will be no pulse, then you have to take it as 0. So after coding process, the signal is ready to be transmitted through the channel, and therefore completing the analog to digital conversion of an analog signal. That is, using or applying some coding technique, you have to change the discrete signals to quantized label signal to some bits, form of bits in the form of ones and zeros. That is, now you are transferring or transposing your bit streams from your analog signal into a pure digital form. So in this way, if you take an analog signal, you have to processed in sampling, quantization and coding, and after that you get some bit streams of your original analog continuous signal, and it will make a pure digital form of signals. So coding means assigning a binary code to each quantization levels. For example, if we quantized a signal into 16 levels, the coding process is done as the following. That means 16 levels mean 2 to the power 4. So you have to take 4 bits as your label value. So that means 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1. That is 0 to 15. 16 levels means you have to take it 0 to 15. That is from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1. Because to represent 16, decimal value 16, you need 4 bits of 4 bits. So that means 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16. So you have to take 4 bits as your label value. So after applying this coding technique, using or after executing quantization, you have to take some label value, as here for this example it is 4. Now what we learn from this presentation, you have to tour about digital communication system. That means in digital communication system, what are the blocks and what are the blocks is used. Basic concept of signals. There will be 2 types of signal, discrete and continuous. Then converting an analog signal into discrete signal. So that means using some sampling, quantization and coding. Then concept of sampling. Then you learned about the sampling theorem, and there will be some little bit of concept of quantization and coding. So this will be the topics covered by this presentation. So I hope you will well understood this particular topics of basic digital communication system, and how a continuous analog signal would be transformed into a digital signal by using sampling, quantization and coding. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation very well. So thank you, and that's all for today. Thanks.